Well, I'm not gonna lie. The swap meet was a bust.
Anything you like? We always do one. We always do one deal.
We only made like $100. I was able to buy some stuff though, which I'll show you here in a bit. But I spent a lot more than I made, which usually is not the case at these swap meets, but it was the case this time. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's the moment you've been waiting for. Let's see what I bought at the swap meet. So at the swap meet, it was sort of a bust. I made about $100, sold a few things, nothing special. And yeah, that's just kind of how it is before Christmas. Apparently, that's what the other resellers were telling me, that it's usually slower this time of year because most people have already done their holiday shopping, and it's just not the best one. Oh, the weather was kind of bad too that day. It was like a sleet, so like icy rain falling, so the roads were terrible, really slippery. Anyways, didn't make much money, but I did do some buying. And here's what we got. So first of all, my plug hit me up that day. They live like 2 hours away, and they come to the cities once in a while, and they usually have a bunch of stuff for me. So they just kind of messaged me throughout, a few weeks, or it's been a few months, honestly. They've been messaging me stuff that they've been picking up. I've been throwing prices at them, and so we came to a deal of $320. However, I only ended up paying $280. One of those items was this Elder Scrolls Online Tamriel Unlimited. I thought everything was going to be in here. I even asked them, like, is it sealed? They're like, I think so. And then they bring it, and of course, it's not sealed at all. It's definitely pre-owned, which is fine. I actually assumed it was probably pre-owned, and I still saw this going for, like $200, I think. So I was pretty excited. Or maybe that was new $200. Anyways, they ended up bringing it, and it was empty. I'm glad I opened it. I was actually only paying $30 for this anyways. So we took $30 off, paid $280 for everything else. This did have a book inside it, like the big book that comes with it, but it didn't have the statue and it didn't have the game. So the other items, we do have a God of War Ragnarok for the PS5. I need to get this listed ASAP. This is sealed, brand new. So hoping to get, $35-40, whatever that's going for these days. We also have Jedi Survivor. This is also brand new, sealed for the PS5. Does have that orange sticker on it that I got to peel off. But this is the two PS5 games. Monster Hunter World for the PS4. Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Rainbow Six. We Happy Few. I actually remember downloading this game. It was kind of fun, but then it got super repetitive after a while. But it was actually kind of a fun game. Titanfall 2. And you'll just see a lot of these are Neo 2, are just kind of common PS4 games. I think Neo 2 might have a little bit of value. But they are PS4, and I can usually get pretty good trade credits for them at GameStop. But we have Witcher, The Wild Hunt. This is not like the Game of the Year edition or anything. Predator Hunting Grounds. I think this game bombed, if I remember correctly. I did play this, though. It's kind of fun. We have more PS4 games. Death Stranding. For Honor. Sega Genesis Classics. That might have some value. Horizon Zero Dawn Complete Edition. I think this actually has some value too. Assassin's Creed, the Ezio Collection. So there's like multiple Assassin's Creed games in here. Not sure how much value that has. And then we have Crash Insane Trilogy. So I think that actually might be like a $15 game as well. So that's it for the PS4 games. Of this lot, $80 went to these. So I don't know if you think that was worth it. I mean, with God of War Ragnarok sealed and Jedi Survivor, I think $80 is a pretty good deal for all that. Next, and again, I paid $280 for all of this, you guys. Next, we have some PS2 titles. Shut Your Mouth. I think that's like a $15 to $20 game. Here Comes the Pain. This one's actually better, but this one, when I opened it, I was shocked. One of the nastiest looking games I've ever seen. Just look at that, you guys. It is scratched. It's got like doo-doo on it. I'm going to try cleaning it up. The back is no better. So honestly, this might not even work. But if it did, this actually has some value as well. Xbox One games, similar to PS4. Kind of a crapshoot, but we'll take them. I paid $10 for the Xbox games. They threw this in last second. I'm like, dude, Xbox One games don't sell well for me. I don't know if there's any good titles in there. I guess we'll find out. Sunset Overdrive. Need for Speed Rivals might be okay. Thief, I know that's not good. Assassin's Creed Unity. Lords of the Fallen, that might be okay. Alien Isolation, that actually... Nostromo Edition, that actually might have some value. Looks like it's complete in there. So that's kind of neat. Monopoly Family Fun Pack. Dragon Age Inquisition, the best Dragon Age game in my opinion. Vilgard, unfortunately, is a crapshoot. I'm not going to buy that and play it, but this one I did enjoy. I played the crap out of that game. Destiny, that's not worth anything. Evil Within, I actually think this might have some value. The Evil Within. Horror games always do good. Far Cry 4, I just sold this one for like $6 plus shipping, so not too great. And then Shadows of Mordor, also super common, not worth much. Oh, and then we have one more. Saints Row, Gat Out of Hell, and Re-Elected First Edition. This might have some value. I think this is like a special edition one, so possibly. That's cool. All right, what else we got? NES games. We have Legacy of the Wizard. This is like a $15 game. California Games. This is like a $15 game. Super Mario's 2 with a really destroyed label. Probably $15 there though as well. T2, also $15. RoboCop 3. This is like a $60 game, you guys. Kind of a rare one. So that was pretty cool. I paid, I believe, $50 for all the NES games. Duck Hunt. Another Duck Hunt. RC Pro AM. Wish it was number 2, but it's not. Heavy Barrel. I think this might be like a $20 game by Data East. And Back to the Future. Also, I believe, $15 to $20 game there. Oh, and then they also threw in Mario Paint. What do you guys think so far? We spent $140 on the stuff I've showed you, I believe. Yeah, because 80, 90, 140. What do you guys think? Was it worth it so far? We have more coming, though. Let me show you the rest. Just wanted to let you know, I'm going to be having a Whatnot show on January 31st, and we're going to be selling all of these wrestling figures for $1. You guys, we have King Kong Bundy from 1985. We have Mean Something Overland, 1985. Just a bunch of vintage wrestling figures. You don't want to miss this show if you are a fan of wrestling figures. We have so many awesome finds here. All are going to be sold starting at $1 on January 31st. So don't miss it. Make sure you go to my Whatnot and bookmark the show so you don't miss it. So follow me on Whatnot. And I'll see you guys on January 31st. I do have an Xbox Slim. It is missing the hard drive, no cables. He said the lady that he bought it from said it worked. So I'm going to assume it does, but never assume, always test. But they've sold me consoles in the past, and I believe they all always worked. Next, we have PS2 games. We have the 2-disc set of God of War 2. Both discs are in there with manual. A lot of these games are complete, by the way. Ratchet & Clank Going Commando. I think that's like $20. Vice City. Always good to bundle with other GTA games. 007 Nightfire. Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers. Great game. Red Faction 2. The Getaway. Another SmackDown, Shut Your Mouth. This is Black Label. I think this one's going to have a little more value, and it is in pretty good condition. Also, if I remember correctly, actually, this one here, I thought one of these had 2 discs in it. Maybe not. Oh, it is this one, yeah. So this one, even though it has Smack Your Mouth or whatever, it also actually has SmackDown 2 for the PlayStation 1. A little scratched up, though. But I think that's probably like $10, $15 right there as well. Ghost Recon, not worth much. Starfighter, not worth much. Rise to Honor, I think this might be like a $15 game. It is complete. Another copy of The Getaway. X-Men Legends, I think this might be $15, $20. Actually, you know what? I think I just sold this for like $10. This isn't worth that much. Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance. Pretty sure that's about a $15 game. Shadow of the Colossus, not worth much. Here's the banner of the PS2 lot. Ominusha Dawn of Dreams. It is complete with both discs. This game's going for like $50 these days, so pretty happy with that. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3. Kingdom Hearts 2. Grand Theft Auto Liberty City Stories. Max Payne. Gauntlet, Seven Sorrows. This one I thought would have more value, but it turns out it's like a $10 game. Kingdom Hearts 1, which we can lot with the other one. Call of Duty Finest Hour. Prince of Persia Warrior Within. Soul Calibur 3. If I remember correctly, you get to make your own character. Yeah, I played this one. This one was super fun because you got to make your own character on it. I like this game. And then we have 007 Nightfire, which we can, Underfire, which we can do with Nightfire. Just combo those together. Call of Duty. Oh, okay. So, as you saw, I just showed you that GameCube game. GameCube and PS2, all the PS2 and GameCube games, paid $100 for those. And this is why you take care of your plugs, you guys, because your plugs will keep coming back and doing more business with you. And they said they're going to do more business with me in the future. So this is probably the third time I've met up with them already and done a play. And every time I've done plays with them, I've made money. So I'm happy about it. $100 for the PS2 and GameCube games. So total right now with the Xbox was $25. We are at 265. That's right, 265. I forgot one of the NES games, the RC Pro AM. I paid them an extra $5 for that one. Not sure why. So 270, and then I gave them an extra $10 just for gas because they met me kind of where I was at, and I appreciated it. So $280 for everything. Let's look at the GameCube. So GameCube, Harvest Moon, A Wonderful Life. All of the GameCube games are complete. True Crime New York City, you guys. This is the one you want to find. The first True Crime, LA City or LA Streets, not that great. New York City, definitely more value. And for the GameCube, it's even better. Need for Speed Hot Pursuit 2, not that great, but Need for Speed Most Wanted is pretty good. I think that's like $30-40 right there. Also Need for Speed Underground. And then Harvest Moon Magical Melody. So we can probably lot both the Harvest Moons together. So, I mean, I paid, again, $100 for the PS2 and for the GameCube. So pretty happy with that. We did miss this PS4 game. It was Elder Scrolls Skyrim Special Edition. Not much value. We do have this Xbox 360 Oblivion game, which I think I just sold one not too long ago. Made pretty well off with it, but this is missing the map. So we'll see how that goes. We have Dark Souls 2 for Xbox 360 Steelbook Edition. These were kind of throw-ins. I actually didn't know about these games, so I think that might actually have some value. It is complete. Dark Souls 2, Steelbook, Quantum of Solace, not too much money there. World Tour, Halo 3, and then for the PC, we also have Elder Scrolls Online. That was all from my plug. They met me at the swap meet. Came prepared, paid them $280 for all of that. However, we then also made some plays with the vendor next to me. Now, that guy had a bunch of box N64 games, and he actually offered me his whole table. He wants to get out of reselling, and at first he offered $2,200. I said, I'll think about it. Then he offered $1,800 for everything. And I still didn't pull the trigger. And honestly, I should have offered him $1,500 because I'm sure he would have done it and not taken all that stuff home. And there was quite a bit of inventory there. However, there was a lot of like common shovelware games, a lot. But it did have all of the N64, which those alone valued at about $1,900. And there was still some good titles scattered throughout in the other games he had as well. I have the hiccups, I'm sorry. So overall, I think it would have been worth it for $1,500. But I didn't pull the trigger, and that's what happens. However, I did buy some stuff from him. With this PS3 Move box, it does have everything inside there except for the game. However, I literally have the 4 copies of that game. So complete, I'm seeing this go for like $50, and I paid him what he was asking, $10 for it. So I should make out with some money there for sure. So randomly had this Mega Constructs Call of Duty. This is sealed. Box is a little rough. But he had it for $2, you guys. And I'm like, wait a second. I know Call of Duty Mega Constructs sells for pretty good money because I've sold a CO'd kind of a bigger set before. I think I sold for like $100 something. So I looked this one up, sells for $20 all day, every day. So I picked it up for $2. He had all these PC games, and somebody asked about them next to me, and they're like, oh, they're $1 a piece. And I'm like, wait a second. That's a good deal. I sell PC games quite often. Well, not quite often, but I've sold them many times. So first and foremost, when I bought these, I didn't even see this in there, but there was Virtual Racing for Sega Genesis, and that's like a $25 game. So I actually got to put that in the Sega Genesis section. But then we have Stronghold, honestly one of the best games ever made. Civilization, Star Wars Empire at War, Civilization guide or manual, Civilization, Texas Hold'em, Vampire the Masquerade Redemption. I think this one's like $10-15. And then they had all of these Dawn of War, Dawn of War 2, Dawn of War Warhammer 40,000, Dawn of War Soulstorm, Dawn of War Gold Edition, Dawn of War Dark Crusader. I think that was it for all the Dawn of War stuff. But I'm like, I can probably lot those together and get some good money. I'm seeing lots go for like $25-30, but I don't think anybody has a lot this big. But we also have Counter-Strike, and I was surprised. This is like a $25 game. I know this is like one of the most played games in the world, but I just didn't think it'd have that much value still. $25 game right there for sure. Lord of the Rings Fellowship of the Ring collectible card inside. I wonder if that's in there. At that, it still has the collectible card inside. That is pretty neat. Manual, everything else. Yeah, I mean, with the collectible card, I gotta check that out. That might have some value. Battlefield 1942, EverQuest Shadows of Lucilin. I think this is like $25 as well, so pretty happy with that. We do have Warhammer Online, The Sims 2, Sims 2 Pets, and Sims 2 Teen Style stuff, and I think I might have some other Sims 2 stuff for PC as well, so I'll be able to lot those together. Guild Wars, not too much. And then, lastly, a sealed PS2 game, NHL 07. Which I think is like $10-15. So for $13 on all those PC games, plus the Sega game, plus the PS2 game, I think that was money well spent. I think I should make well over $100 on all that stuff. But that wasn't the last thing I bought from him. The last thing I bought from him were these. So we have Spirit Camera. What does that say? The Cursed Memoir for the 3DS. I think this is like a $20-30 game. So I grabbed that, and then he had all of these Dragon Ball Z games. Taiketsu. You can see the prices he had. $10 on that one. Dragon Ball GT. And Dragon Ball Supersonic Warriors. And I think he had like, yeah, $4, $10, $12. So he had well over like 50% off price charting on these. Although I think one of these, this one was like $30. Maybe it was that one. But I paid $30 for all of this. So well over $50 in value. I think like these two are like 20, and this is like 30, and then this is like 20. So, you know, do the math. 40, 70, 80, $90, paid $30. So yeah. Those were all of my buys at the swap meet. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below, if it was worth it. Do you think I should have bought the whole table? You can see in the video what that table looked like. But yeah, if you think I should have bought that whole table, let me know. Maybe next time I won't be such a pansy and I'll spend the money and do what I need to do to get that inventory. But yeah, leave a like on the video. Leave your comments down below. Don't forget to subscribe. We'll see what happens next.